Alright, the newest Lakers trade rumors are pointing in one obvious direction, and honestly, I don't fully agree with it, but I get why it's being said. NBA reporters Sean Devaney and Brett Siegel claim the Lakers probably won't make any moves before the season begins, and even suggested it could drag all the way until the trade deadline, if they bother to trade at all. What's crazy is that they singled out two players the Lakers apparently won't move: Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. Both guys are sitting on expiring contracts and really don't hold much trade value. Kleber just came off yet another injury-filled year, barely played 35 games, and wasn't even that good when he did. Vincent managed to stay healthier, but still had a disappointing season compared to his Miami Heat days, putting up just 6 points a night on 40% shooting and 35% from three, completely average numbers. If you ask me, Vincent should absolutely be on the trade block, especially since the Lakers brought in Marcus Smart, who already does his job better. Marcus Smart already did the job Gabe Vincent was supposed to do last year, and honestly, he does it better. That's why I'd be much more open to trading Vincent than the Lakers seem to be. With Maxi Kleber though, I get it. Brett Siegel of Clutch Points said the Lakers want to actually see what Vincent and Kleber can bring to the table. Quoting, "The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to take their current roster into training camp and give this group a chance to prove themselves before charting possible trades." He even added that the front office is especially curious about what value Vincent and Kleber can still provide. That matches Sean Devaney's report that trade chances for Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt came up, but the Lakers flat out refused to include them in any deals. Put together, this shows the Lakers are leaning toward keeping their roster intact and just evaluating, instead of trying to upgrade before the season. And honestly, I only half agree. If we're talking about Kleber, fine, I get it. He hasn't shown enough yet to be worth moving. Maxi Kleber actually brings a skill set the Lakers don't really have anywhere else on the roster. He's a hybrid 4 of 5 who can stretch the floor, switch defensively, and give them a mix of abilities they simply lack outside of him. Of course, there's obvious risk. He's 33 turning 34, his health is always questionable, and even when he was on the court last season, he wasn't that productive. Still, because of his unique skill set, I think it's worth keeping him around. But with Gabe Vincent, I just can't say the same. He played 72 games last year and never really stood out. No scoring explosions, no stretches where he carried the team, nothing that made him look untradeable. At this point, it's hard to argue he gives the Lakers anything special. People love to bring up what he did with the Miami Heat, but let's be real. That Heat squad is nothing like this Lakers team, and Vincent hasn't proven he fits here the same way. If you look back at the 2022-23 Miami Heat, especially that playoff run where Gabe Vincent played the best basketball of his life, the Lakers are nothing like that situation. Miami basically had two healthy ball handlers in Jimmy Butler and Vincent himself, since Tyler Herro was hurt and Bam Adebayo runs plays but isn't really a guard. That gave Vincent way more freedom and touches than he'll ever see in LA. Now the Lakers already have Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and they even added Marcus Smart, another ball handler who eats into his role. Vincent just won't get the ball enough to put up those Miami-type numbers again, period. And let's be clear, I'm not saying he was garbage last season. He wasn't nearly as awful as some fans make it out to be. But the reality is we've already seen what he brings, and there's no reason to believe it's going to suddenly get much better in a crowded Lakers backcourt. Again, Gabe Vincent only put up about 6 points per game while shooting an average 35.3% from three. Sure, he gave them slightly above average defense, but that mattered more last year when the Lakers didn't have Marcus Smart or a healthy Jared Vanderbilt. Now that both are here, Vincent really isn't even valuable on defense. And if you want to cherry pick and remove his worst stretch, late October through November, his numbers look a little better, bumping his three-point shooting to 37.6%, which is solid. But let's be real, every player has cold months, and you can't just erase them to make a guy look good. Even giving him the benefit of the doubt since he was still shaking off injury issues from the season before, his overall production still wasn't anything impressive. Honestly, the excuses run out fast, and nothing about his play says the Lakers should hold on to him like he's untouchable. I don't see Gabe Vincent repeating that 38% shooting over a full season. That 4.5-month stretch was decent, but it wasn't some huge breakout. It was more than just one bad month dragging him down. It was a bigger pattern. And now with his minutes likely dropping, his ball handling shrinking, and his role overall getting smaller, I don't see any world where Vincent suddenly shocks everyone and boosts his trade value by the deadline. Honestly, he's the most replaceable player on this roster, especially within the 10-man rotation they're expected to use. There's nothing he provides that someone else on the team can't already do better. Defensively, he's clearly behind Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, and even rookie Adu Thiero could arguably step in and give them more down the road. Offensively, it's the same story, there are better options ahead of him, and his spot is basically redundant. When it comes to ball handling, scoring, or shooting, Gabe Vincent doesn't have a single skill that actually makes him stand out from the rest of the Lakers' rotation. As a three-point shooter, I'd rank him behind at least 5 guys: Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Luka Doncic, maybe even Jake LaRavia, and of course LeBron James. He's probably their 6th or 7th best shooter at best, which is hardly impressive. For ball handling and playmaking, the story is the same. He's miles behind Luka, LeBron, Reeves, and Marcus Smart. That leaves him mostly stuck playing off the ball, where he isn't nearly as effective. And just to be clear, I don't hate Vincent. I actually defended him more than most Lakers fans last season. But if we're being real, he's replaceable. Holding on to him like he's some core piece feels like a miscalculation by the front office, especially when other teams might still see some value in him right now. Hoping that Gabe Vincent suddenly improves, whether in stats or trade value, just doesn't seem realistic. He doesn't bring anything unique that the Lakers don't already have somewhere else on the roster. That's why, in my opinion, the smarter move would be to shop him around instead of holding on to him and pretending he's going to suddenly break out this season. And of course, the obvious question follows. If you think the Lakers should trade Vincent, then who do you trade him for in a one-for-one deal? That's always up for debate, but with the right draft compensation, you could definitely find a team willing to take him. If we're being practical, though, I see 2 names. The first is Haywood Highsmith, who was just moved recently and is the type of role player the Lakers could use. The second is a deal with the Brooklyn Nets, since they have cap space and could absorb Vincent's contract while the Lakers get back someone more useful. That way, the Lakers not only get rid of a redundant piece, but also free up valuable salary cap flexibility. Haywood Highsmith could give the Lakers something Gabe Vincent never will: a real 3 and D wing. He can defend positions 1 through 3, even some 4s, while actually being a better three-point shooter. Highsmith is a legitimate 3 and D player, unlike Vincent, who's more of a defender without the reliable shooting, and he's not even a wing. That's why Highsmith would fit better and could likely be had for cheap, maybe Vincent plus a second-round pick. That alone would be an upgrade for the Lakers and worth making the move. Another name is Matisse Thybulle. He might not be as available as Highsmith, but Portland could be willing to move him for the right price. They already traded for Drew Holiday and have young players like Shaedon Sharpe who need minutes, which makes Thybulle more expendable. Both of those guys would instantly bring more value than Vincent, and it's hard to see why the Lakers wouldn't at least explore those kinds of swaps. With Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, and Deni Avdija in Portland's mix, there really isn't much room for Matisse Thybulle in their rotation. That points to him being more of a trade asset than a long-term piece, especially since he's on an expiring deal and unlikely to be re-signed if he doesn't have a big role. To me, that makes him a prime candidate to be moved before the deadline. For the Lakers, Thybulle would bring exactly what Vincent doesn't: versatile defense at positions 1 through 3, sometimes even the 4. That's something very few on this Lakers roster can do. Maybe Jared Vanderbilt qualifies and possibly Adu Thiero down the line, but otherwise they don't have that type of player. Thybulle adds that, plus he isn't a total liability from deep, he actually shot 36% from 3. That makes him a far better fit than Vincent, who doesn't provide elite defense, reliable shooting, or size on the wing. It's pretty obvious who's the upgrade here, yet the Lakers seem hesitant to make the obvious move. Matisse Thybulle has quietly shot 36% from 3 over the past 3 years and, when healthy, is one of the very best wing defenders and defensive playmakers in the league. If the Lakers could land him for Gabe Vincent plus maybe a future first-round swap and a second-round pick, that's absolutely worth it. That's the argument for moving Vincent. There are clear, realistic upgrades out there, and the Lakers could benefit right away. Personally, that's the route I'd take. On the other hand, I agree with keeping Maxi Kleber. He at least brings a unique skill set this roster lacks, and even though he hasn't logged many minutes, he deserves the chance to show it. But with Vincent, it's different. He's already shown everything he has, and nothing about it suggests he'll ever be more than a role player buried behind Marcus Smart and a long list of other better ball handlers. His skill set just doesn't move the needle for this team, and pretending otherwise feels like wasted time. That's why I'd be more inclined to trade Gabe Vincent now and at least test the market, rather than keep him all the way until the deadline. But that's just my take. I'd like to hear what you think. Do you agree with me and lean toward moving Vincent while keeping Maxi Kleber to see what he can actually offer this team? Or do you side with the reports that say the Lakers want to hold on to both guys, maybe for the entire season, even if it means passing on upgrades? Which approach makes more sense to you and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That'll wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. As always, Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day or night.